then they have, you know those dogs with the big heads? Like the huge heads? But they have the really big eyes.
What dog?
They have dogs and cats, you know, like in like, they have like calendars. I'm serious. They're like at Hallmark. They have like calendars and stuff. No, it's a thing. The dogs have like really big heads and really like bug eyes, like.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Unproportionately like huge.
Yeah.
And so they started selling dogs like that. And I remember my sister and I like thought we could collect them all. Except there's always like one like, oh, we just don't carry that one. Oh, we just don't carry that one. And I never have it. And, like I have like 4 black labs. Like I don't want another one. You know, like the same dog. With the ugly eyes, you know, and the big face. And there's supposed to be keychains, you know, like you could hang it on your backpack or your keys. Who would hang it? What, like, little kid is going to put it on their keys or their backpack? You know, like, I remember going to hang a McDonald's toy from my backpack. Like, that's embarrassing. It's bad enough that I, like, have the toy anyways, but at least I could sell it for 50 cents at a garage sale, like you see all the time, and you're like, do you ever see people try to sell those things, and you're like, that's for McDonald's. Like, I'm not going to pay for that. Do you ever, I'm serious, like the free bin or the 50-cent bin, you're like, this is full of McDonald's toys. Like, I see what you're trying to do there. It's not going to work. Like, it's bad enough that I have them anyways. I'm not going to go buy them from you, even if they're free. No, and you remember they had cups or something, and people collect the cups?
Yeah, I have some of those cups at home.
I don't have any of the cups. Like, I think you had to, like, get, like, a super, I don't know, a bigger meal than, like, a Happy Meal, and I didn't get the cups. But I got the cups from Taco Time. There's a Taco Time in my house. No, and they had cups, and they had, like, carousels. And they had, like, horses on them, and one had pigs on it, which was a little weird. And cows. We had those cups for a long time, and like, this big, and they were, like, plastic. We lost the lids to them, but we always had them as cups. We had them until I was, like, in my senior year of high school. Like, they were always in our cupboard. Like, we would use them. My brother started using them, and he's, like, 10 years younger than us. Like, doesn't even know what Taco Time is. I'm like...
He doesn't know what Taco Time is?
Well, maybe, but we used to go there all the time. Like, he's only been there, like, 5 times. And he uses those cups to drink out of them. I was like, okay, like... That's so weird. I used to go there all the time. Like, it was like the place to go, you know? Because Taco Bell was like, but Taco Time.
Yeah.
My sister and I. My dad, he would have us Wednesdays and every other weekend. So like on Wednesday nights, he would take us to Taco Time. And on Fridays, we would get him to get us pizza and a movie. But he would always put out this, like, pizza blanket, and he put this big blanket out on the floor. Like an old comforter. And so he didn't care if we spilled on it because it was like some shitty old thing. Like, it was the only thing you could ever eat on, like, on the living room floor, you know? And aside from his jean comforter, which was on his bed, like...
Jean comforter?
Yeah, it was jean. Like, a couple years later, I was like, oh, Dad. Is this... I think my sister got it, like, when she got her own bed or something, and, like, got married, like, if that was the guest bed, you know, she took the comforter off of it. And I was like, this is the jean comforter, like, jean comforter.
Like denim.
Like denim. Like,
pants.
Oh, Dad, you were pretty stylish back then when you were single. What were you thinking? God. Like, it's not like something that could be in style always. It was like,
it was very clearly a thing that was going to go out of style.
Yeah, it did go out of style, which is why it was the guest bedroom. And then it wasn't the guest anymore because it was like, ugh. That's awkward. But, so we changed it eventually, but for a long time it was a jean comforter. And I was like, oh, Dad.
Classy.
And I remember at our old house, he let us paint our bathroom. Like, he had stencils of fish, which we could paint over. But he totally made a mermaid one time. We got him to make a mermaid. Like, he would, like, hide it behind the towel rack. Like, you know where you put the towels, like, behind it, we put a mermaid back there, but then the towels were always there, so you couldn't see it. Like, so he'd hide his bad artwork. Like, it was like, there wasn't very strategic spots in the bathroom. But we always got to do stuff. Like, it's kind of fun, actually, for a while. And then I think he was like, that was a bad idea. Like, maybe I should paint over this. When he did, but, yep. We had a couple fish and a mermaid and some, like, sand dollars and clam shell things. And he used to try to do my hair. Like, a single dad before school, he'd, like, do my hair and I was wearing a ponytail. And he always wanted to, like, pull pieces of hair out. And he would tell me that's how the movie stars wore it. And I was like, no, it has to be, like, slick back. Like, you can't have anything. And I'd make him, like, redo it. And he was like, no, that's the movie stars. And I was like, I don't care what the movie stars do. But I always remember that, like, that's what the movie stars do. I was like, are you lazy? Or, like, what do you mean? Like, okay, Dad. That's what the movie stars do. Huh?
You probably knew a lot of movie stars.
Probably not.
I'm just saying, you might have had some insight.
I just remember that as a kid. I was like, every time I wanted to do my hair, he was trying to talk me into, like, doing it, like, wrong.
Like the movie
why do you
stars.
just leave it like this? Like, I'm like, okay, no. So much better now, but sometimes he's still crying. I'm like, Dad, what are you doing? He always got his face put on, like, the Redbox webpage. It's like, no one will ever go to that webpage. I'm like, probably not. But you sent me the link, and I'm like, look, like, my face.
His face is on it?
Yeah. You have to, like, search under, like, staff, and then search under, like, finances, and then, like, you know, like, no, why would you ever look for it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's on the home page or something. But you, like, messaged it to me. And I was like, oh, is that your picture? I was like, it's a bad picture.
You say it's a bad picture?
A little bit. He's going bald, which is so sad. But he's been going bald for, like, 10 years.
He's going bold.
Bald.
Is he Russian?
Well, he's, no.
Bold?
Scandinavian and, like, Irish a little bit. Maybe Danish.
You said it like a Russian. He's bold.
Bold. He's so bold all the time.
That's not Russian. Why does everything I say sound like a leprechaun?
Leprechauns are awesome. Looks like this guy at work thought that his wife would be from Russia. And I was like...
Nadia?
Yeah. I was like, looking at my heritage, I was like, I don't think I'm from Russia. Like, oh, I'm safe. Like, it's okay.
Your name also isn't Nadia.
No. But apparently that was the name that, like, maybe wasn't her real name.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
she named God.
God's name for her.
And I was like, oh, so what you're saying is it could be anyone. Because, okay, she's from faraway lands. So she could be from faraway lands, or her family could have one point come from faraway lands, and she might not know that. And I was like, so pretty much like everyone in this fucking country, except for like Native Americans. So like pretty much every fucking person.
even Native Americans.
About? Like everyone.
Even Native Americans came.
Everyone came from somewhere.
Somewhere.
I was like, wow,
came from
that
your
narrowed
mom.
it down. Not. I'm like, well, my ancestors came from somewhere that wasn't here. So did yours. So did his. So did her. Like, I was like, that doesn't explain anything. Like, that's like me saying, like, oh, like I breathe something in the air. I mean, it might be oxygen, but it might not be. Oxygen's not like. I think I breathe an oxygen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, oh, that narrows it down. No.